Hello, hello. There we are. Hello, Aquarius. This is your February reading. So this reading will take you into the first couple of weeks of March. And we're going to be looking into your energy, the energy, past, present, future. Past just means whatever most contributed to your environment or your energy as you find it now. And everything before this now moment, whenever you watch this, that's when you're supposed to find it. This is also great for 11th house energies, this reading, or if you feel called and you're here, there may be a collective message. We spit out a lot of collective messages in my readings. And so there's always something or some kind of point of healing or something that kind of comes up that usually can be applied in life in general, regardless of your sign. But we're also going to be looking into other energy, and other is just whichever other energy is affecting your energy the most right now. So that could be, yes, the person on your mind, the person you're already in a relationship with. It could be whoever at work. It could be you struggling with the other side of you. You're either trying to step into, or the part of you that you're trying to heal and release. But keep track. My cards are not cooperating today. So whichever that feels like, it's affecting you the most. You know it's affecting you most. It's the thing that you're thinking of, talking about. Maybe it gives you stress when you think about it, or when you're dealing with that person or that situation. And we're going to look into their energy, past, present, and future. And then there's a third line, and that is the alchemy, the energy that is created between both, because often people don't communicate fully for a million different reasons. So not only are we acting off whatever they've said, but how many times have you read into something or believed that something was implied, or they might as well have said something. So you're acting off of what you believe they meant rather than what they said, because they have a hard time expressing themselves, right? So there's that alchemy in between, which is really them. You might be going off energy that's completely different than what they mean, and they may not even say what they mean, because people are not always in 100% in touch with their own deepest feelings, right? So let's look and see. And I appreciate all of you. I know I moved this from yesterday. I had no internet. I owe one lovely person a recorded reading because it takes so long to upload and download. And I also had these scheduled, so I couldn't even get that done yesterday. So internet fixed. So I appreciate that some of you are at work. And hello to my people over the pond. Okay. We're going to get these another way. I am using, which was a gift from one of our community. I just have to make a lot of room because they're big. We're using the lovely Starman Tarot for this reading, because you're Aquarius, and I feel like these cards fit you guys just as much. Okay. And leave me something in the chat to let me know the chat is working, because I can see the number of people in, but currently I don't have anything in the chat but me, which you could just be at work and being quiet and listening. But I also want to make sure the settings should be that the chat is turned on. Okay. But if in another like 3 minutes nobody says anything, then I will stop for a second to make sure the settings are right. I'm checking now, but I don't even see anything in the settings that I can change where we're at. So I apologize, and I'll make sure that it's definitely turned on for the next one, because we're after this at 1:30 we're going to do free card pulls, which is like an hour and a half from now. Okay. So we have the Three of Wands in reverse. It's funny, the Three of Wands came out for Libra in the same position, but this one is in reverse this time. So the energy contributing to your energy, within the last couple of, I want to say this feels like more than a couple of days or a couple of weeks. This feels like maybe probably this feels like maybe probably this has been a year or so, you know. This feels like it's been a while since you felt like you made a decision and maybe you should have picked one of the other options. Because something else had more potential, or something else felt really like it might have been healthier for you, but this is the thing that you wanted. This was the one thing that you really wanted. And again, if you have the email, if the chat's not working, just throw me an email. I don't want to be like distracted by the fact that the chat's not working. But you can leave me comments when it's over also. Okay, so we have the Eight of Pentacles in others energy, and it is in the reverse also. I would think that I had this deck all wrong if I did not, because most of this reading is in reverse. Most of the reading is in reverse. So we have the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Now, I love this Eight of Pentacles because what we see is somebody who is working on one thing and two other things are kind of like working for their own. This is somebody who's really put work in, who has a lot of balls in the air or juggling a lot of things. However, it is in reverse. So if they're taking a break, like their life is maybe feeling like there's too many balls in the air, they're taking a break from communication, they're taking a break from just, or they're burnt out. Eight of Pentacles in reverse can be burnt out. In a relationship, it can feel like, oh, this doesn't work. Like it's finally like being in a relationship that doesn't work. But this feels a little bit more like burnt out. And the reason that I'm going to say that is because there is the Nine of Swords in reverse as well. It feels like both sides, and again, this could be you and you, but it feels like both sides like you were questioning your choice. You may have made a choice where it was stressful. Nine of Swords, the things that keep us up at night. You may have chosen something that again wasn't the healthiest, but you chose it and it stressed you out, right? And you may have ignored times where you knew that you picked the other thing, but again, it was stressing you out, like insomnia, the whole night, like possibly affecting your health. Look at this Nine of Swords. It's dark. It's, you know, they're holding their head, but it's dark. It's very stressful. And that also contributes to this, you know, burnt out energy. So now so that's where everybody was coming from. Now we're going to look into the energy that's available to you now. Page of Pentacles, new stability, new streams, new foundations, new, and this could be something that you're learning. This could be just like a new endeavor, but it could also feel like fresh stability. And fresh stability, we see the Page of Pentacles halfway into a reading. That could mean that something had to change. That makes sense for that Three of Wands in reverse, because nobody here watching this is, you know, in grade school. So when we get a Page of Pentacles, and this one is like, this is one of my favorite. She is, I don't know if you can see, the pentacle is there, but she is preggers. She is full of birthing new stability. There's growth coming out of her head. This is somebody ripe with, and this is you, with something new to start that's really abundant. There is greenery all over. There is a burst of light from behind. But it's so interesting because we have this, we have all this little growth, but look how dark the surroundings were. This is like somebody growing. It's like, you know, when you see the picture of the flower that grows through the pavement? That's what this is. There's the chat. The chat was missed the whole time. I'm thinking either nobody's talking or there's something wrong with the chat, and the chat just popped up. So I guess my internet is fixed, but it's not. Okay, got it. Okay. This Page of Pentacles is being born of like not easy circumstances. This is the flower growing through the page. Like we even see steam and fog. Like this had to be done through confusion. Hi, Nikki and Gibbs and Juan and Neela and Jupiter Jazz. How are ya? And Phil is okay. I hope I didn't miss anybody. That is very interesting. So again, when I see that Page of Pentacles in general, let alone this Page of Pentacles card in the middle of a reading, I know I'm reading for adults. Hi, Renata. That something had to like end for you to have to need a new beginning. Whether you ended it or it just crumbled, right? Whether it just fell apart or you ended it. Now we have the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. So they have the Eight of Pentacles in reverse, then the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. When the Nine of Pentacles is in reverse, and this came out in Gemini's reading, in the same exact position, in reverse. They could feel like something got stolen from them. Something that was rightfully theirs. Like when, hey May, when we reap the fruit of our rewards, that is the fruits of our labors. I always mix those two. That is what the Nine of Pentacles is. So when it's in reverse, it could feel like that, the fruit, somebody else is eating the fruit of my labors. Like, why is this, why did this not come to me? So they feel burnt out. And even after, okay, this is coming in strong. Even after feeling burnt out, they still don't feel like they got what they put into it. like, I let this burn me out and it was for nothing, is how they feel. Because it feels like something was right there, and as they went to grab it, they watched somebody else walk away with it. Like, not fun, right? So you are the flower growing through the pavement, and they feel like something that should have been theirs that they burnt out. I don't know if their energy was not in you and in these other things. There's a lot of pentacles going on. And then we have the moon in reverse on their side too coming up, which I normally don't see that. But then we have, so you're the flower growing through the pavement. They feel like they burnt themselves out, and then for what? Because they didn't even get to reap the fruit of their rewards. Somehow this benefited somebody else and not them, which is what happens when we do somebody else's like emotional labor or whatever else. But this seems to be maybe like focused off. I don't feel like the focus for some reason, like, so I have your side and I have their side. It feels like they're focused this way, not towards you. Which is why they might have been burnt out. You know, I gotta say, I just got this really strong, and I hate this. But Aquarius, for one or two of you, the thing that they were putting the other energy into was someone else. They were kind of trying to stack the deck. I don't know if you guys are, like, because you're regretting one of your choices from a while back. So I don't know if it's that you guys are struggling and they were taking their energy elsewhere for their ego to get stroked, or, you know, whatever. But and this is only for one or two of you. And when you're supposed to see this, you will. But they were giving you a little bit of energy, like you're a self-watering plant, hence these guys going in the back. This is a really specific storyline coming in for somebody. We have those three things that are kind of running themselves, right? So it feels like maybe house, relationship, whatever, are all self-watering plants. And they're not really self-watering plants. It's because you doing the work. We're tired and stressed out. Like, we established that, right? They may have been giving that attention to somebody else. And they shouldn't have been. But what happens is, while they think they're building this other thing to be like primed and ready for when they're ready for it, this person was not as interested. They were doing the same thing. They were flirting. They were having conversation. But this person, not as interested as they thought. So, like, somebody ran off with the girl, or, you know, the guy, or the person, or the job, or whatever. But they were focusing on something. It really just feels like they were focused on something, and it wasn't you. So you took the chance on the person that you knew would be a little bit more of a struggle. You are now possibly questioning that decision. The whole thing led you to stress, and the whole time they're not even focusing on you. Does that make sense? Like, they're not even giving back to you while they have felt like the relationship has felt to like work to you. So out of all of that struggle and chaos, you still managed to grow. You still managed to be the flower through the pavement, which is pretty incredible. Look at this Hangman. So he is in reverse. It takes a second for the camera to adjust to the up close. He is in reverse. Another dark card. There's Uranian energy up here, lots of lightning. When the Hangman is in reverse, it's one of my signifiers for it's time. It's time for you. You are the flower growing out of the pavement, and it's time for them. Now, what it's time for them to do, we're going to clarify that card. I feel like for them, it's time to realize, like, all that glitters isn't gold and everybody else isn't, you know, they can't half-ass and have everything work out for them. But also, whatever they were giving their attention to wasn't any, the grass was not greener, is what I keep hearing. And it's funny because I'm seeing you as the flower breaking through the pavement, and for them thinking that pavement wasn't green and lush and, you know, ego stroking enough or whatever. Does that make sense? Like, they thought the grass would be greener someplace that it looked like they could have the compliments right away, or they weren't looked at as work because they were keeping it light with somebody else. Meanwhile, they were work for you. This could be somebody at work. This could be a past relationship. I don't know, but it's time for you. It's time for you to really start on a new journey where things, and I mean, this is wildly, that's a Page of Pentacles, but there's already major growth. Weirdly enough, because I don't look at the bottom cards really until I get to them, because I don't want it to influence. I know it sounds silly, but when I read the top cards, I try to put everything on the table and then not look at what's coming up, because I don't want to know what I see coming up influencing what I'm feeling organically and what I'm channeling from the cards, as well as the cards meaning in the beginning. On your side, we have Three of Cups. It's in reverse. Ending of a group project, ending of partnerships, ending of three-party energy sometimes, ending of a reunion. Or not sure, or in the middle of breaking up a partnership, a group effort, a celebration. But in this one, because I am feeling a third energy over here, I wish I wasn't, because I am feeling a third party on their side, it's time can be that, because it's Uranian, hi Heather, it's sometimes when Uranus strikes us, it upsets it, right? It makes things unstable. It's like a little earthquake under our feet for what we knew. Life as we knew it. Something comes in and goes bloop, right? It could be small, it could be big. We have the lightning in this card. They're standing on it. This Hangman. Things are kind of coming apart a little bit with this Nine of Pentacles in reverse. It feels like maybe what it was time for is consequences or a little bit of karma on their side. We're going to clarify that Three of Cups. On the other side, we have the Moon in reverse. A truth that's known but not coming out. Like, it's going to get revealed one way or the other, but it's not going to come from the source that it should come from. This is a really incredible. Every card in this deck is just incredible. That's the Moon card. And it's almost like there's sirens in the water. Water nymphs. Which I've never seen on a Moon card before. Normally, there's like 2 wolves and a scorpion. But this is 3 sirens. So, you know, if you know about sirens, they can bewitch you with the sound of their voice. This is in reverse. Very interesting reading. In the middle is the King of Pentacles. The alchemy between is the wisdom, the knowing, the stability, that I got this, the like, all of my life experience, all of my everything is going to show up now and not save the entire situation, but certainly it's going to come into play. I can't wait to clarify this. Sometimes I have a reading where it's like, I almost don't want to clarify. And then there are some readings that like, I legitimately cannot wait to clarify. All right, I feel like we need a straightforward deck to pair nicely with this. All right. I'm going to take one of my Ciro Marchetti decks to clarify. So let's get 3. Yeah, I'm going to take a tiny little break to like eat lunch. But we'll be back at 1:30 with free card pulls as my Valentine's Day present for you. Also, when you participate in free cards for anything I do, eventually I take that part after like you get like 48 hours, and then I take that chunk off of the video, or I might take it off of my channel, because once it's like those people got their questions answered. So if you ask a question and then you have to run, just please check back before 48 hours, because it actually hurts the channel. Not that my channel is anywhere anyway, but like it's not evergreen content. It's only relevant to those people in that moment. And energy changes and shifts. So why is this? All my cards are kind of jumbled today. Okay. Can we get 3? So I'm just saying, if you hop on, and you can't stay on, and that's fine, just within the first 48 hours, please go give that a watch. So that you see your answer before it comes off the channel. Woo. Okay, hopefully that's the last one. I'm gonna get 2 more for this 9 of Pentacles in reverse. And can we get 3? Oh my. Can we get 3 for this 3 of Cups in reverse? Aquarius, it looks like something is on the move here. I mean, there's King of Pentacles and that Page of Pentacles. So, like, I feel like you're going to be okay with any movement, anything that presents as an ending. But I definitely see movement here. We need 3 for this moon in reverse. Okay. Got an extra card. Where are you going? Why don't you go back here? Okay. And I want to say this is the Royale something. There's the Gilded Tarot and the Gilded Royale. This is like the cheeseburger Royale version of his cards. Okay. Or Royale with cheese. If you know, you can drop it in the comment what that's from in the comments. So, you know, we have this Nine of Swords in reverse, like just being done with the stuff. The reason why I think there's going to be a change here is because it looks like there is, again, you have Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, and the Page of Pentacles. Something else is coming in. Something else that's good for you. Something else that you can feel passionate about. During the end of Libra's reading, we talked about sometimes somebody having a zeal, a zest for life, you know, and needing some excitement. And if you had any kind of addiction to cortisol because there was a lot of change, or a lot of, like, you might have like complex PTSD and not know it just because there was so much changing, or a lot of deaths in the family. That's not what it, unless you're making a reference, I'm not connecting it to that movie. It's not that movie. A Royale with cheese is the reference I'm talking about, but it's not that movie. But if you had more than like maybe a couple of deaths in the family, or, you know, things that were like change, and that's just the way life was. So you don't see it as like these big traumatic events, but they lacked stability, and kind of like you couldn't get comfortable because things were always changing, or somebody was always leaving life, or whatever the case may be. It doesn't mean you had horrible parents. It just means that there was complex PTSD. You can get addicted to the cortisol because it's the way that you're used to functioning, which is our stress hormone. So I talked about the fact that sometimes we find relationships to sustain that, like those high cortisol levels, because it almost feels like a high. Yes, Nikki. So it feels like a little a high in a weird way. Yep. Hi, Nicole C. Yes, it is. And so we kind of get in relationships with people who are the equivalent of jumping out of a plane. Part of jumping out of a plane is because it's going to run your adrenaline. It's going to like run those cortisol levels, right? So sometimes we get in relationships with people that are tantamount, or metaphorically like jumping out of a plane, because we are addicted to cortisol levels in our bloodstream running high. With the Ace of Wands here, there's something else that's going to replace this, like, person who felt like jumping out of a plane. Again, we have the same kind of vibe for the air signs a little bit, because you have a little bit of Gemini's reading showing up in here, and you have a little bit of Libra's reading showing up in here. Listen, you're on a precipice. It's the Six of Swords. It's kind of like you're not moving from someplace that you know you should. So like, you've started the new thing. You're doing something for yourself. You are the flower growing through the pavement. You're now not being as distracted, but you're also not leaving the thing. Like, you know what you have to do. You already kind of started doing it. But you haven't completely left it yet. You know you have to. You just haven't yet. And that is what's causing stress, because you just know that, like, you stepped into the thing. Like, you stepped into the thing now. That feels better. It feels soul satiating. It feels fulfilling. It feels you feel empowered after breaking through the pavement like that. You have all that, and that is good, but it doesn't take out the stress of kind of like knowing that, like, you haven't done the last thing, which is separate from this energy. Now, this Nine of Pentacles in reverse has three cards in reverse. Another Eight of Pentacles in reverse. No longer doing the work, either burnt out or just no longer doing the work, wanting something easy, ego stroking, quick fix, very similar to Libra's other person's energy. We have the Magician in reverse, which we also had in Libra's energy, clarifying that same position card. When, especially this one, he's creepy to me. He is just creepy. The Magician in reverse is more manipulation than it is manifestation. And because we have this Ace of Cups with the moon phases, the third eye, it's in reverse. Ignoring intuition, ignoring the phases, and not feeling the I love you, not feeling genuine love. Like, you know, Ace of Cups, when it's on the table, can be like somebody who like professes to have like love and respect for you, but actually doesn't. There's manipulation. There is not wanting to put in the work. This is very different than Libra's other energy here. Again, this could just be for one or two of you. This person, like, you know, but this person's still doing the like niceties. This person is still, I want to say they're like feigning affection for you, but there's no love lost here. Because I don't know that they love themselves. Not that they don't want to. For a lot of you, I feel like this is a work thing, Aquarius. And for just, I swear it's like one or two of you, this is a very sad ending to a relationship that you put much more into than you got out of. Clarifying the Three Cups in reverse. Yeah. I said this was the ending of a group situation, of like something. This is the ending of a partnership. This is ending of three-party. And we have the Five of Swords, the King of Cups in reverse, and the Ten of Swords. This is an ending. This is an ending, and you're empty for anything that you're... And here's the thing about Aquarius. This is why Aquarius gets called cold, and it drives me crazy. Five of Wands is a little bit of inner conflict, but it's like the Ten of Swords says that we're done. So yes, there is a little inner conflict, and that's just human nature. But when you're done here, you're done. And when Aquarius is done, they're done. It takes Cancer a far longer, they're in conjunct, those signs. It takes Cancer a far longer time to get to when I'm done, I'm done. The done part takes longer to get to. But I will say with Aquarius, they're going to do it without attachment. Like, they understand that there's innovation, there's new things, there's solutions, there's something else for them. So they're not going to do it with as much attachment, but like once they're done, like that love is gone. I think that both Aquarius and Cancer are both kind of ride or die energies. And I know a lot of people will not agree with me about that, but with Aquarius, but Aquarius does things without judgment. They try to enter into people's lives without a whole lot of judgment. They care about humanity. They care about, like, they do care about things. And so they really do. So they go into things with less expectation and less attachment than other signs do. So when they've given it an effort to the point where it burns them out, they're done. They don't have to really overthink that. There's other things to do, accomplish, you know. It wouldn't make sense to move forward with something that there's nothing left with, because they won't have the attachment where other people will literally stay in something for years that they know isn't working, because it's the attachment to the person, or is that person gonna like go, especially if there's a third party. There are some signs that will keep the relationship going even though they know that that person's not being loyal, because the idea of releasing them fully to the other person kills them, the attachment to it. Aquarius is not doing that. They are not about the bullshit. I personally love that about Aquarius. But I think Aquarius is a ride or die. It's just that it doesn't take them as long to get to die once they've ridden it, because they started the ride without attachment. They started the ride without judgment. So they kind of like, yeah, I put my all into it, and that it's just not working. It is what it is. But they're definitely, they go into things without attachment or expectation, which that's hard for a lot of people to do. This moon in reverse. Boy, perfect time for lunch break. I am starving. 4 cards came out and said, this is very interesting. So I said, they know what a truth, there's a truth. It's going to be found out by everyone, but they're just not ready to like volunteer it yet. They know it about themselves, but they don't want to speak it. We have the 6 of Pentacles. There's no charity here. I feel like this person really I feel like this person's working out of ego a lot. Ace of Swords, not having the epiphany, not listening to their guides, not listening to their inner wisdom, not taking any hints or clues from universe. Page of Cups, the apology you get. They want to win. I feel like this person wants to win regardless of what the truth is. This person wants to win regardless of what's right. And I think that is their sadness. We don't have to villainize this person, but we can acknowledge that like this is the best that they can do isn't for right now, isn't anywhere near the arena of what's really healthy. I kind of feel like they really have a little bit of delusion about themselves. But winning at all costs is more important than what the cost is. Even if the cost is other people's autonomy or what have you. Again, for a lot of you, this is probably a work relationship, Aquarius. And, you know, if you have 11th house placements also, this could apply to you. This could be like a work relationship or a partnership. For a couple of you, this might be a friend. I really only feel like it's 1 or 2 of you where we're talking about a relationship, but you'll know if it's you. You will definitely know if it's you. Let's get an oracle card for our amazing, wonderful, fabulous, super smart, non-judgmental, lovely Aquarians that I adore. What oracle card do we want? Let's pull something in for Aquarius to like talk about what's coming next, because I see them moving. I see right now it feels like it's hard to move, but you'll be done soon. You'll be whether that's information coming in or whatever else, you'll be done soon. Like, I just don't see you hanging out. Hold on. All right, we're doing these. They ran through my head twice, so that's enough. Wisdom of the Hidden Realms, Colette Baron Reed. I'm going to start doing the same thing that I do with my oracle, that I do with my tarot, so that I can tell you what tarot I'm using. I'm going to find all, I don't really need the little books, but I'm going to find all the little books or something so that they're like with their, I didn't used to get it when Gemma would be like, what deck is this? And I'm like, how could you not know what decks you have if you're using them all the time? But when you have a plethora and, you know, you mix them up, then sometimes you won't use a deck for like months. It happens. Okay, so we have the River Queen, Flow, Letting Go, Natural Movement. I said I see a lot of movement. I love how Oracle cards. And Keeper of the Scales, Fairness, Balance. That's Aquarius. Other people think they're cutthroat. No, they're not. They're doing what's fair. You just don't like it because you have an attachment to what it should look like rather than what it is. But I don't have any Aquarius energy. I have 11th house placements, but I don't have any Aquarius placements at all. But I get Aquarius so well, but I'm going to say that me 10 years ago didn't. Growth. Keeper of the Scales. The law of harmony is enacted when the Keeper of the Scales comes to you as an ally. Align with it, as the law states, making conscious choices that create balance in your life. And we have the River Queen. The River Queen flows into your life as an ally to remind you about the concept of allowing the law of non-attachment. I don't think we need to read any more than that because that's just what we've been talking about for the last 10 minutes. God, my guides are really the MVPs because, again, I have choices here and I pick whatever deck I pick, and then, you know, some of these decks are huge and it's a card that completely clarifies the reading and what we were just saying around the reading. You've got this, Aquarius. It's natural movement. You're good. If you needed confirmation that letting go is the right thing without attachment, you certainly got it. Whether that's a job or a relationship or just how you exchange with a person. You can ask to exchange differently. You know, and Aquarius is a little better with that, some Aquarius attachments, but Aquarius is still fixed. If you have Aquarius energy and also you have a couple of placements that make it a little harder for you to move and you needed to hear this, I'm so happy. You know, the other thing in this is that I don't think your suspicions are wrong. If you're somebody who's like, this has been a lot of work for me, and I actually suspect that they were already talking to somebody else because I wasn't stroking their ego the way that they want, because Aquarius won't, because they're not about the bullshit. You know, I can't universally say that's correct in obviously that would be crazy. But I just feel like whoever you are, if you came here for confirmation, trust your gut. Trust your gut in general for everyone, but all right. I love you. Now you love you. I will see you all back here in an hour for free card pulls. Wahoo! I might actually show up a little sooner because I got done with these a little sooner than I thought I would. So, I'll talk to you all soon. Bye.